Hello there, Hedge here. I previously made a video introducing people to Scmm.app, a helpful website that can help them navigate all the skins in Rust, keep track of skin data, and look at market details. If you're not very familiar with Scmm, I would definitely recommend that you watch that first video, because I am now going to present examples to properly understand how this website can aid us with investing into Rust skins and how to better improve our chances in making
delicious profits.
Now I'm going to go a little bit more advanced and talk more about how the functions and the data that's available to me here is going to be very beneficial in terms of me making my investments, my profits, my flips, my Rust skin investing. You get the idea. So, Rust skin investing with Scmm.app. Let me just take a real quick drink. Lovely. This is the current Rust ore rotation. December 22, the previous week. December 15, the previous week, December 8, the previous week from there. Very nice, very cool. And every single week, we can get a nice visual for estimated sales. So the way this works is, Scmm tracks the subscribers, the subscriber count, and it makes a decent estimate for how many sales there actually are. So basically what happens is, we just click this, so I'll go back over here. We can see with subscribers, when you buy a skin, you automatically become a subscriber. However, if you bought 50 of the skins, you're only going to be one subscriber. So yes, this is where it comes into play, where it's an estimate, where it assumes how many skins were bought. Usually it seems to be perfectly reasonable, like I haven't seen any issues with its estimates. So that's all fine. So yes, that's how it figures out, it projects how many sales have likely happened. Now, when I click this, of course, we mentioned this earlier, if I click this, it will show me specific details, but it only shows me in a smaller window. It didn't take me to a completely new section. It brings this up. I could easily click this to the side and it disappears. I click it again, it reappears. Very nice. So that nice visual earlier, where we saw all of the skin data and whatnot, it's all here, it's all nice and quick. So this is helpful, this is nice, and of course I can see the people that have currently bought the skin. But remember, these are only the people that allow Scmm to track it. You can turn that off. You have to go to details. I think you have to sign in for that. I'm not currently signed in, but if you want to sign in, just go to the top right here, click sign into Steam. You get the idea. That's fine. That's cool. So if you don't want to be tracked in terms of your data, your account being seen, if you're making investments and you don't want other people noticing, you have to sign in and then you have to turn it off. So there's no issues there. There's no problems. It's all good. Right. So back over to here. We have to make some considerations, don't we? So I'm someone who has money. I want to make profits. What should I do? What should I look out for? What's being presented to me right here where I could learn or figure out what's a good idea to do? So what's currently the best-selling skin of this week? The Blue Lotus box. Over 20,000 sales already, and we are going to have a Rust ore rotation tomorrow, so maybe there might be up to around 22,000 sales by the end of tomorrow. That could likely happen. Is that looking okay? Well, with the information available to me, I can click free cheaper boxes, and now I can see all of this. So these are all of the small box skins that are currently in the game, all the marketable ones, and wow, all of these are in the positive except these two. How unfortunate. So automatically it shows you all of the small box skins in order of cheapest to most expensive. So the Bone Cage small box, that's the cheapest one. If I scroll all the way down here, Cargo Heli Storage, that's the most expensive one. Very cool. But remember, you can always click this A to Z thing here, and again, we can now see all of the options we had earlier when we had the item section searching, and we can just flick through. Alright, what's the most expensive one? It flipped it the other way. Very cool. But what probably interests me most is what is the most recent skins to be accepted. So immediately it presents it in a very nice layout. It shows me all the skins that are accepted in 2022, all the skins that are accepted in 2021, etc, etc. You get the idea. So we got a nice visual here for how many skins are likely potentially going to get accepted every year. In 2021 we had 8, in 2022 we had 8. Maybe there's a very good chance in 2023 we're only going to have 8 small box skins being accepted. That's cool. So, right, this skin right here, is it looking like it's going to potentially be a good investment? Currently right now, post-Christmas time, it's the best time to sell your skins. It's usually when loads of people aren't in school, aren't at work, have loads of Christmas money to spend, people are enjoying themselves playing games, playing Rust, investing more time into Rust, investing more money into Rust, skin prices go up. Very cool. So, yes, what we see here is a very nice visual, loads of these small box skins going up in price, but could this easily go down in price again? Yes, it could. Remember, you could always just quickly learn from some of these other box skins. So here's a nice thing. If I want to just quickly go to the Rust or rotation from when one of these skins came out, hover over it, and then go to View Store. And it takes you to a new tab. It's taken me to the January 6th, 2022 Rust or rotation, and here we are. I've got a nice quick visual for when this ice small box came out. It sold for $1.99, but from here I can now click this, get the quick data from it. I can see its all-time low. Apparently its all-time low is 22 cents. I believe that was a mistake. I believe that is a bug. So, but we can also see its all-time high, which was a week ago, selling for just shy of $5. So that's cool. I could also see the lifetime data here in terms of sales and price. So this is helpful to me. Now, why am I picking out this ice small box? Where it came out, this skin came out pretty much at the exact same time as the Blue Lotus small box. It's also got around the same amount of sales. So this had 22,500 sales. So this is a great candidate to compare to and get a good idea of what the Blue Lotus box might turn into. So what I see here is it seems to have held its value of around $1.99 for a very long time. Over the course of the few months, it held on strong, and then we had that buff. There was a buff to small boxes. They went up in price, and then we had the bad times in October, went down, but then we had the good times of post-Christmas, which we're in currently right now, so it went back up in price. Very nice visual. Had an all-time high of $5, 22,500 sales. So I go back over to here. With the information that I just found from there, I feel like this potentially is looking to be a perfectly fine investment. That's good. They both sold for this right here sold for $1.99. This currently is selling for $1.99. This sold for 22,500 sales. This likely will end up at around 22,000 sales. So yeah, and this came out at the very beginning of this year, 2022, and this came out literally at the very end of 2022. So basically, almost a year distance. What we saw happen with this in terms of the sales, it stayed around the same price. This is very likely going to be in the same position. This also glows in the dark. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed how glow in the dark skins faintly glow? Can you see it? It's got a nice blue here, it's got a nice orange here, it's got a nice yellow here. The glow in the dark ones will emit a light. The non-glowing ones do not. So that's also a nice, quick, helpful visual. So glow-in-the-dark deployables, maybe that gives it a bit of an edge. Maybe it will do better than this. I'm learning about all the information that's available to me in the past. I could flick through all of these. Look, go store. Let's go take a look at this Rust rotation. I do believe it was Chinese New Year of 2022. Come on, here we are. Lovely. So yes, do you see how easy it is to grab information? So now I'm in this position. Now I can click this. Now I can quickly go and see how this behaved over the past year. Its all-time low was 86 cents. Its all-time high, which was a week ago, was $3.46. I can see how it behaved over the past year. Very nice. All of this is nice and available to you. You can make moves. You can understand what's happened in the past. It's there. It's nice and available. So yeah, that's looking to be pretty good. And if I'm correct, we see around we at the moment it looks like we on average are going to see 8 skins being accepted every single year for small boxes. So for 2023, based on what I see for the past 3 years, it looks like it's going to be around 10 skins. So yeah, but you never know. Facepunch might change things up. Facepunch might do things differently. It's random, but we work with what we see. Now, what we can also see is with the collections, we can compare the likes of data from here as well. So do you see how easy it was? All I did was I just quickly clicked JPEG. There we are, done. So what's special about this? Why would I care about all the data that's presented to me right here? Well, if you know about core pieces That's something you might have to learn. I have a video talking about that. It's over here. It's speculation anticipation video right there. I have a very silly face. That will teach you about speculating and anticipating with Rust skins. Most importantly, we care most about the core pieces, that being tier 3 armor, the kilt, and the hoodie and the pants, because those are the core pieces that have that basically set up the best gear that you can run around with. So those usually are also the best money makers. And what usually happens is when a new core piece gets added or gets accepted, the currently existing skins go up in price very nicely, most notably the core pieces. So what we also need to be aware of is, right, so we have to anticipate the arrival of tier 3, because as we can see, there's no tier 3 just yet. Well, we just mentioned it earlier, tier 3 was submitted just a few days ago, so we're rubbing our hands and hoping that does happen. We hope to see that be accepted, and we hope to see the full collection of JPEG being available to us. But one thing that is noticeable is the sales, the amount that we have available. So the JPEG road sign kilt apparently only has 11,177 estimated total supply. But the JPEG clothing has over 13,000 each. Do you see a potential problem there? Do you notice how we have an excess amount in comparison to this? And with that, the idea of investing into these might not be a great idea. That might be potentially a bad thing. What I'm saying is, in theory, if there's only 11,177 of the kilts, there can only be 11,177 complete collections so far, because there would be an excess amount in comparison to that amount. So that we would have about 2,000 extra of these and these. And what's going to happen with those excess amounts? Well, they're most likely going to be thrown onto the Steam market. They're most likely going to be thrown onto the third party. But at the moment, this skin right now is not marketable. It will be later though, because it's an abnormal skin. I'll talk more about that in a second, because you probably don't know what that is. It's a terminology I use. So yes, when this is marketable and tradable, you will start seeing data appearing here about what price is it on the third-party sites, what price is it on the Steam market. But if we do potentially see excess amounts, it's going to struggle, because there's going to be... What's basically happened is people have looked at it and they thought, wow, that's going to be an easy money maker, and they bought an excess amount. There are people that buy a skin with the pure intent to use it, and there are people that buy a skin with the pure intent to make a nice quick profit, a nice quick sale. Far too many people bought them with the pure intent to make a sale. So we have a bit of a problem here, where it might be a case of demand and quantity aren't equal. If there's too much quantity, the price will go down, because people start putting them on the Steam market, and they'll start competing with each other, and they'll start undercutting each other and undercutting each other and undercutting each other, and the price just keeps going down and down and down. Now, what I can easily do right now is I can learn from the past. There is something that happened very similar to this, and that is the Skull Killer collection. Now, I've already talked all about this in a recent video, but I'm just giving you, it's a great thing to just give you a nice visual of. So the exact same problem happened here. This had these two pieces had 22,000 sales, over 22,000 sales each, but the original pieces that came out were the tier 3, and this had 18,500 and this had 17,300. For a long time, these two skins were struggling, and during post-Christmas time, these were struggling, but only recently now have they started to do very nicely. But they're still not doing as good in comparison to the other skins, the other notable skins. So there's a problem that can happen. And if you want a much better visual for this, if I type in Skull Killer and I go by quantity, you'll notice that the ones that had excess purchases have far too high quantity and lower prices in comparison to the ones that didn't have as many. They have a much more relaxed and approachable quantity on the Steam market and much better prices. So that's what can happen to the JPEG hoodie and pants. And I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for Scmm providing me that information. Is that nice? Is that cool? Is that helpful? So yeah, that is helpful, isn't it? And You learn more and more about these things over the weeks and you get better at it. You understand the potential pitfalls, the things to be cautious about, the potential things that you want to be scared of, I guess. So right now, I'm not that keen in buying these JPEG hoodie and pants because of those excess purchases that already happened. And learning from the past, I reckon these skins will be getting fairly cheap, cheaper than their restore price. I'd much rather do a buy order, because I feel like that's the best way of being able to get the skins at a much more affordable and cheaper price, and then it's going to be a much easier way, it's going to be much more easier to be able to sell them and make a profit. So yeah, sorry if that was a bit rambly, but I hope I've opened your eyes a bit better. I hope it's helpful, I guess you could say. So yes, that is nice. That's nice and helpful. Now there's some other interesting information that we could do. We could have available to us. So what we have here is, if I click this, do you see how it says view more items created by GBG? I click this. Ta-da! I see all of the skins that GBG, the skin creator, have made. And, well, he's only made JPEG and the Snowman Furnace. Hooray! But he's been quite successful, so good luck to you, GBG. Maybe we'll see some more skins being accepted by you in the future. What we also want to point out is, in the JPEG collection, I just want to make sure you are aware of this. You can see that these were workshop submissions that have happened in the past. We actually had JPEG Tier 3 submitted a few months ago, but it wasn't accepted. Not accepted. But recently we've got a version 2, so that's all good. Maybe we'll see these being accepted in a restore rotation in the near future. I hope so. So that's all helpful to you as well. You can easily click the workshop link here to quickly navigate to there. So yep, that's good. I can easily click the store link because currently the Rust store has this. So yep, that's nice and easy. I can click the marketplace link, and it gives me the marketplace link even though it's not marketable just yet. So that's helpful for you if you want to do an early buy order. So just keep that in mind. Now, for those of you who are aware, abnormals, it's a terminology I use, it's not official, and you might not notice it here, so we'll just quickly explain this. If you are aware of abnormal skins, and if you don't, please watch my Rust Economy 101 Rust Store video. It will explain, no, abnormals video, sorry about that. There's a video I have for talking about abnormals. Basically, every week we have a certain amount of skins that appear earlier compared to the others. And if you want just a quick look, if I were to look at the likes of the Pizza Poncho and the Prototype SAR. The Prototype SAR has all the images here, it has basic information, that's it. But the Pizza Poncho has a link. It has a link nice and available here. This is because it is an abnormal skin. The notable thing is the Pizza Poncho has a abnormal price. Usually the clothing and armor skins sell for 99 cents, but that Pizza Poncho is selling for $1.99, isn't it? Ooh. So yes, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 abnormal skins appearing later. And if you want a nice quick way of noticing in SCM what is and isn't abnormal, as I said, JPEG pants right now are not marketable. We just click the link. There's nothing there. If I were to look at Tribalized SAR, which definitely isn't abnormal, so I'll just quickly show you here real quick. So there's no link there, it's not abnormal. So yeah, I click this, there's also nothing there either. But do you notice here, it says it's not marketable, but over here it does say it's marketable. This is the way we can tell if a skin is abnormal through SCM. Now I did speak with Bipolar Penguin. Should there be an abnormal tag? Well, because it's not an official term used by Facepunch themselves, Bipolar Penguin didn't want to add it. But that's totally fine. We can still see easily what is and isn't abnormal, because right here it says Blue Lotus right now is marketable and tradable. I click this. No, it isn't. But it's because it's abnormal. So yeah, that already has a predetermined Steam Market link, nice and available. But all of these ones, they don't really have an active one just right now. These skins don't become marketable until the next Rust rotation happens. Whereas this right here, this abnormal skin, that becomes available to be sold at midnight for me. So that'll be Thursday midnight for me. So yeah, that's cool. Alright, so do you want to be able to quickly navigate through the past? I showed this earlier. Do you see this little time notch here? I click that. Here we are. So if I just click the, yep, there you go. So I click that little thing there, and then I can easily navigate to the past Rust rotations. So a few weeks ago I was wanting to see how some of the Christmas skins perform, so I just quickly click this, and yeah, they're doing quite alright now, but 2 months ago they weren't doing as good because it wasn't Christmas just yet, but you get the idea. So yeah, a very nice quick way to navigate through all of here. Do you want to also see how, or estimated, how much each of the Rust skin creators made? So do you see this tab here? Do you see this tab? I click it. Shows you all of the estimated sales data, and then you go to estimated revenue, and you can get a good estimate for how much each of the Rust skin creators made during this week. So take for example the Evil Snowman L96. So can you see? In total, it's expected that it sold around just over $52,000. So Face Puncher's cut was $25,000. The Steam cut was just shy of $11,000. The skin creator themselves got $12,000. And the sales tax was about $3,500. So the author only got $12,000 out of $52,000. But that's just how it is. That's what Face Punch does. So that gives you a nice estimate in terms of that. So if you're ever curious about something like this, it's nice and they're available to you, and you can do this for every single week. I go to here, I can see the sales data. I go to here, I can see the, let's go Pizza Poncho. So Pizza Poncho has around $18,000 worth of sales, but then we look at the actual author, the skin creator only gets just over $4,000 worth. So yeah. Yep, that's the cut that the skin creators get. So yeah, I hope this was nice and helpful for you. Of course, we have plenty of videos at the bottom of each Rust rotation. Oh, look at that. So yeah, I hope this was helpful, and don't forget you can always search for collections here as well. Blackout collection. Let's go take a look at that. And then it comes up with Blackout collection, or would you like to pick a specific item? Let's quickly click the Blackout AK. So I click that, gives me a quick, yeah, it's right there instantly. Right there and available to me. So I've instantly got the data specifically for the Blackout AK. But if I did want to get the Blackout collection, we can get that. It will show me all of the Blackout skins. There we go. Lovely. So all of the Blackout skins are in the positive, except the Blackout bar. Unfortunate, but you know, that's just the way it is sometimes. So yeah, loads of skins doing very nicely during these post-Christmas times, but we would expect prices to go down again, obviously, when it's not this period of time. Usually around February, March, that's when prices go back down again. So yeah, that is the, that's SCM. That's how it can help you out. I hope this was nice and helpful to all of you. The best thing that you can do is just go onto it yourself, look around, get more familiar with it. Get more familiar, get invested, you get the idea. So yeah, if that was helpful to you, you can see me using it pretty much every single day on my Twitch streams and in my videos as well. So thank you very much once again to Bipolar Penguin for making this website. It helps out so many of us, whether you're just someone who wants to make a nice investment, or whether you're someone that's looking for a nice new, you know, set of clothing to wear so you can stand out and look very cool and whatnot. You get the idea. So yeah, I hope this whole video was helpful. It was quite big, but chapters. Hopefully people listen and they flick through the chapters. So thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had a wonderful time. And yeah, have fun. Thank you very much once again to Bipolar Penguin for making this very helpful website. I also hope that this was helpful for everyone that watched this video and the related introductory one. By now, you should start taking a look around the website for yourself and making those delicious profits. So with that, best of luck to all of you and have fun trading.